Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Today, we are finishing Turnabout Corner. Let's begin. June 17th, 9:52 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep?
Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so.
Oh? What time did you wake up?
3 a.m.
That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. And the amazing Mr. Hat.
Here's looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo. That voice. Yeah. Get any sleep. Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out early today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine... I don't know how to say that. Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun.
Daddy, do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today?
Take a guess.
How about Little Plum?
That Sherman take of a mom? Nope. Guess again. Phoenix, why do you know who the witness is?
That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy.
It's barely morning and you're already at it, Tracy. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancée. She's going to be a witness?
That seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé?
You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear.
Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If you can't find the killer, I'll pull one out of there.
June 17th, 10 a.m., District Court. Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is warmed up, and it's sold out. Sold out house. Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party,
Guilty of panty snatching.
we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant. Correct, Judge? And today I'd like to do something a little noise. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon is a preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see, to his betrothed. His betrothed. His fiancée, Judge, is partner for life. This no chance for parole. Very well, you may show the lucky lady to the stand. Your name and occupation, Fraulein?
Alita Tiala. And my occupation is future wife.
Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded. Underwater. What the fuck, Your Honor? Yes, you're here today as a witness for the prosecution.
To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first. But I couldn't hide the truth.
Honesty. Another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Rocky Katoki, confessed his plans? His plans for murder?
Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court. Rocky's plan.
It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Rocky found out that Dr. Aractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Rocky could have done it.
So, the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family, then? Yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistols the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven.
How can you prove something like that?
Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks.
Rifling marks?
Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint, left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Walkie's plan?
It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Walkie's plan.
It was the day that the family health checkup results came back.
That was the day of the murder, correct?
Yes. Everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Waki looked at his face went so pale.
But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So you were there at the time?
Yes. Poor Waki. When Waki found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage.
That must have been, quite frightening.
He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds.
Incidentally, I had to request him as a copy to file as evidence. It bothers him, sure, but the one I performed without complaint.
Rocky's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper.
He's 19.
Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute.
Great, now he sounds like a psychopath.
I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols.
So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house?
Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. Rocky's a special case, being the next in line.
Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah?
Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthday. For his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone.
Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that Walkie had access to a pistol.
And you already know what happened that night.
What happened? Meaning the murder.
I tried to stop him. I really did. But Walkie wouldn't listen.
Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems. The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss.
I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it.
How can you say that for certain? How? Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fräulein. It was the defendant, Rocky, was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So, how could anyone else have used the pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. A simple logic, yeah? That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? I don't know if I'm gonna have to... the bullet, probably. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol.
What's this?
Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person whose access was. I think it should be Aletha. Well, of course, I mean, you, Miss Tiala.
Me? But why?
You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning.
Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf?
Oh wow, she's short.
I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this...
It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. Never for romance, and for supporting a partner in life, to be sure. Fuck. To be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder. I'd hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé.
That would put things in a different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe.
I've evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. That looks like a medical chart. I found this inside a safe at the Miraculous Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala, whatever. Why is your name on this chart? Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala?
I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice.
Oh, one little fiancé just froze over.
I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala! You testified that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't. No.
That's not how that fucking works.
I quit half a year ago. Didn't I? So there's no connection.
That's not how that works. And you know that.
Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail about his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That's not true at all. Why I've embraced the ones I love, past flaws and all. There's no connection now. Doesn't fly in a court of law.
Doesn't fly?
She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Katakis. You left your job at the Miraculous Clinic, true. But you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Miraculous Clinic. What's this? This checkup report? I don't... What? Okay. These sandals were found at the Miraculous Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Ah, well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry for our line, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you are unaware that those leave tokens. A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all.
Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Wacky back on the straight and narrow.
This poor thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder.
Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well, the witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Miraculous Clinic that day?
The Miraculous Clinic. I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him after all. And after all, I knew Wacky had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man. Too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
By mistake, you mean? The mistake we heard about from the defendant. The botched operation.
He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense. Yes, but there is still one thing which does not. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home. I would have worn those sandals home too. So, why were the sandals left behind? You pointed out the contradiction before me. There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiola? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake.
Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin.
Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation, yeah, Foreheads? Oh, what the? No fair! He's filling the holes in her testimony. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
I did go to the clinic that day. First time in half a year since I quit in January.
Around what time did you go to the clinic?
I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think.
And that was the first time you had contacted Dr. Maractus in half a year?
Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with.
So, why did you go to the clinic that day?
I went to warn him. After all, I knew Wacky had the pistol.
Did you want Dr. Maractus to run away?
Well, after I failed to stop Wacky, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem.
Couldn't you have called? Why go in person?
I called several times that evening, but no one was in.
The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember? This was proven by the mirror yesterday, yeah?
I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure, knowing the doctor. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake.
You mean that act of malpractice on Wacky, correct?
If I had just told Wacky the truth from the beginning, none of this would have happened.
True, that operation was the start of this whole affair.
Oh, of course, if he'd told him. He might have been erased by the Katakis much earlier.
A disturbing thought.
If he knows that the Maractus clinic had ties to the Kataki family, he probably couldn't have gone to the police, even if he wanted to. That's why I knew I had to warn him. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets.
No dark secrets, eh?
What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice.
You won't find a thing. She's hiding something, I know it. I must have some evidence that proves it too.
You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
But then you'd be betraying Walkie, wouldn't you?
No, I did it for him. For us.
She even to warn him so that her fiancé would not have to commit such a crime, yeah?
I didn't want them to take my Walkie away.
There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him.
You know why she went, Apollo?
Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic. And fast. I would assume... Yes. This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office.
Yes.
Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. Maractus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why you wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away.
Bad at Doctor.
And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filled this chart was you. Filed this chart was you. Which means you knew about Walkie's failed operation. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it?
You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important.
Yeah, but you signed it.
You knew. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney.
My bracelet's reacting again.
What is it, Apollo?
I felt my bracelet vibrate just now.
Your bracelet?
Just like yesterday. Like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit...
When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo.
Eh? Well, then what's my bracelet reacting to?
Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it.
What has to be it?
Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine.
Huh?
I can't see it, but you can sense it.
I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything.
Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony. We don't know what her nervous habit is.
Well, then what do we do?
You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo. With your eyes and your senses.
Then it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony.
Why'd I go to the clinic now for a half-year-old chart?
But your signature was on that chart.
So, what does that have to do with this case? If there was something in that chart to make me look bad, I would have dealt with it. The only one responsible for the chart is the presiding doctor, Dr. Maractus.
She's hiding something, I can smell it. And I bet she's got a habit that gives it away. I just have to focus to find her nervous habit. Maybe it's time to give my bracelet a rub. Okay. Aha.
Gotcha!
I know what most of these are in this game. Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was quite clear, Miss Tiola. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring.
What?
She was unsure. I saw it. Now. That's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat.
That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it.
Indeed. Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now. I can feel it. And to strike the killing blow with evidence.
Is it this? Is it that? I would assume so.
Miss Tiola, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now. Because of this. A health checkup report. Belonging to the victim. The Katakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this?
Oh, nothing. Why should I think anything?
Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself. Because you were afraid. You knew what Waki's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you.
Eek!
That's all, Your Honor.
What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying? I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. So, the lady was lying, it seems.
That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Maractus Clinic. But her connection was deep indeed. A bit too deep. If the Katakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiola?
You guessed it. Order, order!
I did it. I broke her testimony.
Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait.
Miss Tiola?
It's true. That chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about Waki and went home. It appears this cross-examination is far from over.
What?
She hid the truth from us. This is clear, yes. Yet, it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony, and we'll have a bit more cross-examination.
It was so close.
You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left.
Okay. How did Dr. Maractus respond to the warning?
Oh, he was quite surprised. Panicky even. Who wouldn't be scared to learn a Kataki was after them?
Incidentally, this court is not afraid of any mobsters. Why, we had a life-threatening situation just yesterday right here in the courtroom. Yeah, real impressive the way you stood up to the attack of the amazing Mr. Hat, sir. After which I carried you back to your chambers.
Sounds like the judge had quite a fright.
Nothing happened in Dr. Maractus' office that day, huh? Okay, but something definitely happened. I know, but I can't prove what had happened. No, that didn't lead to feelings involved. Okay. Objection! You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this.
What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually.
This bullet was found in the Maractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala. Objection!
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic.
Objection! Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe.
Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that far.
Objection!
But there's a problem. How come you say that bullet was fired on that day?
Objection! Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from the Kataki mansion that day. The marks on this bullet matched the murder weapon. And that proves a firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder.
Not bad, Airforeheads.
Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately. 30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position. The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day. And at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe? Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala. Order! Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alita Tiala knew about Walkie-Talkie's botched operation. She got engaged in without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him? And then the bullet finally reached its destination. What?
That reminds me. Apparently, the Katakias have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious! So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune?
Who's that?
Objection! You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Oh, me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. I think you mean accuse? Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot that doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too. There in the park. Walkie, just cool down a second. You keep your hands off my Alita, or I'll... Miss Tiala,
I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've laughed so hard.
Something funny.
Rocky, wake up and smell reality.
Lady, you're playing yourself!
Alita, baby. The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on, it's so obvious.
You're playing yourself! He's literally trying to confess to the murder! What? Alita. You're fucking stupid. Let him confess to the murder. You get off the hook for free. You don't have to do anything. Oh my god.
Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Alita. Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fräulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway.
So, family fortune is what you're really after.
That's right. I wanted the money. No way. That's whack. I ain't trying to hear that. Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question?
Who, me?
I believe you said you were going to abuse me.
Accuse.
Of what crime? Crime, might I ask?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one who with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I'd already left the clinic.
What?
I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat.
Wait, but...
What are you talking about?
Trucy?
You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol, now did I? Well, you could have taken walkies. You'd think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I heard him say is, it was me. I shot him.
It's only because he's trying to protect you.
Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. But the two of you are off getting one critical point. What? What point? Certainly the Fräulein wanted that shot. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but then... Wouldn't she have taken the shot? Oh! You see, that shot wouldn't have been left in that safe. Ah!
He's right.
Miss Tiala? Yes? It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé. Oh, I'm flattered. Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day.
Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Miraculous Clinic on the day of the crime.
The Miraculous Clinic, too. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it. So I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the very moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Miraculous was shot in the temple or not. You went back later. That chart was dangerous, you understand? I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day. But you couldn't get the chart then, could you? And later that night, Dr. Miraculous was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place.
Ah! That was you!
Ah! Apollo, that sound, it came from behind the store!
Someone's in there! A break-in! They left through that window. So you were the burglar?
That was you too? If only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart. What? That's trespassing! And brazen at that! Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh?
Practice Clinic 2. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor.
Why that day?
That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. And the chart would become evidence. And I'd be hung out to dry. But the police didn't check the safe, did they?
Well, they thought the crime scene was the park. I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness won't be tolerated, yeah? I'm kind of thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually.
I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it. So I went back to the clinic later.
Later.
When I heard what happened, well, I was too scared to do anything that day. So I waited until the day after. The 16th, was it? Of course. You and that meddling kid had to get in my way.
But why did Dr. Maractus keep that chart around? It was clearly dangerous for him. He could have banned it.
Because he's a coward. The chart was his insurance.
Insurance?
My signature on that chart, to be more specific. That made sure I couldn't betray him. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you?
But you could have stolen it.
Could have. Is this some new definition of proof?
We'll ask Walkie. He'll tell us.
Might I remind you this is a cross-examination? You might want to keep your baseless theories to yourself.
He's right, isn't he?
And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime.
Yeah, but...
But what? You have nothing to say? This case is over. It was over the moment that brat was seen in the park. What's the point in dragging it out any further? Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not.
The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes?
So it seems. Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple.
Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look, and was shot. Objection! But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime. But he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple.
Silly attorney.
What?
Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember?
Do you remember, Trucy?
I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken.
No! We can prove that he wasn't, because I found his ill-gotten gains in the trash can. Objection! But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken. Objection!
Flavier, shut the fuck up. Then why don't you show us your forehead?
Show you? What?
Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness, panties guy, was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in his right temple? I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is. Walkie-talkie was standing at the killer mark. Wesley Stickler was at the witness mark. And of course, Palmeractus was at the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see any other place. Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from? Objection! It's time to raise the roof. And the stakes. Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying? Like so. Double penalty! Our forehead wishes to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted. It's justice time. He really said it's more in time. Are you sure, Paolo? The key is to witness Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted. There's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted just as he told us in his testimony. The victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no! Oh yes! Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand. Order, order, order! So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand? Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park, revealing his own murderer in the cart behind him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along. There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand. Can I prove that? One evidence that someone was in that stand. I've got it right here. Intriguing. Let's see what you've got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stands. Thoughts, Prosecutor Gavin? If you have a choice between heaven or hell. Okay, so I'm a bit ahead. Either our brains are damaged or our foreheads is. I wonder which it is. This court finds Mr. Justice's brain faulty. By majority votes. Ugh. Time to pick something else. How about showing us the right evidence this time? Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand. Okay, apparently wants the slippers. The Maractus Clinic. And they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the noodle stand. Ah! Oh, and Miss Tiola. Your toe print was found in the left slipper. In other words, this is proof you were inside that noodle stand. Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path. Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah? Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. But if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle making trade. If there's no room for a person to hide in there. You have a point. Can you look at your stand, Mr. Aldine? Wouldn't he be standing in there? Wouldn't Guy Eldoon be standing inside of his stand? So that he can make... That is so dumb. That is such a dumb argument. I would be full with... Somebody needs to be in there to make the noodles and serve the noodles. You don't have a point, Clavier. Can someone have ridden in that stand? Apollo, I think I may be onto something. I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be. Well, Mr. Justice, you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand. I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldoon's noodle stand. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday in the lobby of the Maractus Clinic. A large quantity of the noodle bowls in the victim's clinic. Mr. Eldoon was very clear about these bowls. Well, I don't care who did it. About that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there too. Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Lita Tiala. Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines. I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent. Show me an innocent... I'll show you a fairy tale. In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus. More fairy tales. So trial is a fairy tale. Then please pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case.
That night, I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kataki family hands. Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Katakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
You knew about the botched operation. So you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself.
I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat got his health checkup report. And that he was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth or it's over.
That night I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart.
So, you did go to steal that chart.
Were you listening? I said ask him for it.
The victim was a man in good health. I don't see how she could have coerced him.
True, it would have been impossible without a pistol.
But what if she did have a pistol?
I'll admit I wanted the chart. That much is true. My reason was simple. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kataki family's hands.
It certainly would have put a damper on your wedding plans, I'd say.
Not only that, if the Katakis had gotten that chart, I'd probably be with Dr. Maractus now, pulling that great noodle stand in the sky. It seems our witness was in a fix as well. Who would want to die pulling a noodle stand? When I die, it will be by disappearing mysteriously in the middle of a magic set.
Yeah, could we be a little less morbid, please?
As you see, I needed that chart. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand.
He didn't understand.
He wouldn't listen to a word I was saying. The moment he saw me, he started to tremble. I thought, what a sad excuse for a man.
Please don't smile like that anymore. It's creepy.
It was practically delusional. For some reason, he thought the Katakis had sent me.
They sent you.
He thought the Katakis had sent me to get the chart.
It makes some sense. You are their son's fiancé.
Don't make me laugh. The Katakis send me. They don't play that way. If they'd known about that chart, they would have gone in there with guns blazing. But I couldn't convince the trembling doctor otherwise. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
If that was really all that happened, what were all those noodle bowls doing there?
How should I know? There weren't any bowls when I went, I know that much. Why don't you look at me and be... Why don't you let me be and go look for your killer someplace else, alright?
Do I detect uncertainty there? This is my last chance.
Apollo! Any word from your bracelet?
Yeah, actually. I felt it respond.
I couldn't see a thing. It's up to you, Apollo.
Time to perceive the truth. Here comes justice.
I like how this is a very, very slowed down version of the cross-examination thing. There we go.
I did was talk. And lie.
What? Show me proof.
I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words.
My twitch? What are you talking about?
You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf.
What?
This is working better than I'd hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies. 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth.
Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth.
It seems that when you recall what really happened in that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Maractus clinic office. I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. There it is.
What's that?
You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord. Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state.
Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me.
Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Alita Tiala. Please remove your scarf.
Eek!
This is a trial to determine what happened in that park. Yet we seem to have drifted off target. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting. As soon as the witness removes her scarf.
I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove my clothing.
Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven.
What?
You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No. No!
I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala? How the fuck do you get your hair like that? What? Your neck? That isn't what you... but I think it is. Something did happen that night at the Maractus clinic. You needed to get that chart back, no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiance's pistol to do it. But wait, looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness, specifically. You tried to threaten Dr. Maractus and he attacked you. That's what happened that night at the Maractus clinic. Order. Will someone please tell me what really happened?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
You have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin.
What?
I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. If they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding a short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You! And what happened next?
He jumped at me, knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Palmeractus was serious. Deadly serious.
You know what? I feel no sympathy for her. Like, you tried to kill a man. And he... I'm pretty sure this can be classified as self-defense. She had a gun trained on him. She admitted to it.
He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
So, you were the victim.
And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick. I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There. Are you happy now? I was out cold. Almost killed. And you claimed that I snuck into that noodle stand? But how could I? Ugh!
Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at the Maractus Clinic. And it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I've told you everything. Can I go home now?
You bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet, if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala. When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her.
I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala?
Very well, this finishes the cross-examination of this...
Objection!
Not so fast. This party is just getting started. Now we rock! What? Those spikes on your head are softer than they look. Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way? Prosecutor Gavin! Palmeractus choked Lita Tiala. She fell unconscious. But what happened next?
He's right. There is more we don't know.
But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while.
Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand?
Lita Tiala, half dead. Dr. Maractus pulling that stand. And a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand.
What if it's all true? You might have already figured out what truly happened that night.
Miss Lita Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet.
You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You, too, Prosecutor Gavin.
Me? Fräulein, I only wish to know the truth. Well, let's go back over what we've learned up till now. On the day of the murder, Waki saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet still inside him. So he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Maractus some of his own medicine.
Miss Tiala heard about this from Waki. So she went to the Maractus clinic ahead of him. In order to get rid of this chart with her signature.
But then, something happened. Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim. I was out cold. But what about Dr. Maractus? That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled the Lady Teola. Perhaps he sought to death. What did he do after his crime? I was just knocked out, not dead. From the state of his clinic and the scene of the park, I think it's clear that the good doctor. I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Forehead, care to guess? Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Maractus do? Maybe he did think he killed the Lady Teola. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? Maybe the slippers, the noodle stand, or the bowl, I don't know. As his next move, Dr. Maractus stole Guiledoon's noodle stand. What? Killing me disturbed him that much? So much you randomly stole a noodle stand? It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer? The bowls that belonged inside that stand. I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did he remove the bowls? Maybe because the stand was heavy? Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place. Ah! Wait, you don't mean... I do. Dr. Maractus did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Teola. My corpse? Dr. Maractus panicked. He thought he'd killed you. He thought he'd killed you. His next move would be to dispose of the body. That's crazy talk. You're all crazy. Then let's think about it. Logically. The doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. But on his way there... Who should he run into but the defendant Walkie-Talkie? I question your logic. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with? That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand. Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination. What? Apparently the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Maractus was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on this diagram. To exactly where the where exactly was the victim dragging that stand? That's a river. Yes, Your Honor. I scarcely need to explain why. A perfect place to dispose of a body. He was going to throw me into that river? You didn't have many other options, Fräulein. I believe this clears up all of the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand, and the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Alita Teola. And then, the denouement. Wesley Stickler, of penny-snatching fame, walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts. In that instant... So, I shot him. You were the only one who could have stolen Walkie's pistol. It had to be you. Well, Miss Teola. Nice work. You mean I'm right?
I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story. To get that spoiled brat off the hook. You're the one who's dreaming! Tell us back up everything you said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand through the park? Who knows? There's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak.
Whereof what? I can't believe she's still trying to deny this.
Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin?
Must I always be the one to point out our forehead's errors? Yeah, maybe there really is something. I believe the Fraulein speaks of a doctor's car. His car?
That's right. That's right. The Maractus Clinic has that big garage.
That's a green sports car, was it?
Why would he steal the stand in the first place?
That doesn't matter! It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter why he would do it, because we know that he did! What the fuck? The why doesn't matter because we know he did!
If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car.
Ugh. And so we find our victim without probable cause to steal that stand. And our defense without a case.
No! Objection! I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken.
Ah, that's an excellent counter-argument, Fraulein. Too bad you're quite wrong.
Eh?
Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy.
Daddy?
That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright was that green sports car.
Oh, yes, I'd nearly forgotten about it.
Afterward, he drove it back to that garage. It ran fine.
That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car?
Ugh. A glaring contradiction, to be sure.
More glaring than your forehead.
No. No!
Order. Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Dr. Maractus use his car to carry the body?
Is that a groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything we've learned over the last 2 days. Everything I've learned?
Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance. The defense will explain to us what happened that night.
I have an idea. It's all coming together. That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car.
Huh, now you're making even less sense than usual.
Not according to my information, Miss Tiala. Put it one and one together, and the explanation is simple.
If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence. Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night. Let's see now. Panties! Again!
All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even the truth.
Another crime was committed the night of the murder. I just want to say before we get to this plot point is lifted straight from Columbo, and I love it. I love how Columbo was such a big influence on Ace Attorney. I'll explain when it actually reveals it. The theft of these panties, the latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid in the Maractus Clinic garage.
What?
The snatcher hid the paintings there before running. Perhaps someone in this courtroom remembers where he hid them.
Why? Weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe?
Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. a very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin.
So you were here investigating?
And I was on my way home. Then my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe.
Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that.
Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust, and they won't run.
My, how interesting.
While Miss Tiola and the doctor were struggling, the penny snatcher snuck into the miraculous garage. From that time until the time he found these, that car wouldn't start.
What? That's why Dr. Maractus had to use the noodle stand.
Okay. I forget exactly what episode. I think it was like 5 or 6. I think. Maybe it was the 3rd or the 4th. I don't know. But in one of the episodes of Columbo in the first season, this guy put his car... He didn't have access to his car, so he decides to steal it. I think to transport a body? I think. I don't exactly remember. But Columbo puts a potato in the exhaust of his car to prevent it from running. And that's how he catches that guy. I think that's very fun.
That's why Dr. Maractus had to use the noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of.
Well, Miss Tiola, this wraps your doubts up quite nicely, I think.
So it does. Where? Where am I? So dark. Can't see. Cramped. The pain. My throat's burning.
What's your problem? What's your problem?
You, Doc, I know what you did.
Ugh.
Walkie? You lied to me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man.
Wait, let me explain.
Fine. I'll give you your last request.
Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me.
No. He'll ruin everything. I have to stop him.
Cease this at once, you two!
Funny. This isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well. Too bad.
There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand?
In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running.
I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police.
Which is when I made my escape.
Which is when you left that slipper print.
Dr. Maractus didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though.
That was your mistake.
No, my biggest mistake is coming to you for help, Mr. Justice. I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone would get Waki declared guilty, it was you.
Well, fuck you too.
I believe we've reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Miss Lita Tiala doing?
She's confessed to everything. They're processing her arrest now.
Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost.
I think he already knew. He'd figured out she was the killer a while ago. Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days. He lost, but I didn't exactly win either.
Something's the matter, Airforehead?
Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty. Hi, Waki. Court is adjourned. June 17th, 4:12 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Great job, Apollo! You did it!
Yeah, we did. Somehow.
Waki's off the hook. Free to become the gangster he's always wanted to be. And he has you to thank.
Hey, attorney man! You're gonna pay for what you did to my Alita, Holmes.
Or to blame, I guess.
You give my Alita back. Stupid pointy-head attorney with a death wish.
Enough, Waki. Mr. Kataki. It's high time you opened your eyes, Waki.
What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you opened yours. Giving up the life. Trying to become some kind of businessman.
Don't talk about what you don't understand, Waki.
I'm afraid the guard is going to throw them both out.
It's not in jail. Wouldn't that be a happy ending?
Hey, maybe we can help them out. You know why Mr. Kataki needs to make so much money? Maybe we should tell Waki. Oh, Waki, Apollo has something to tell you.
Huh? I do? Way to put me on the spot.
Eh? What's that? Show him the reason why, Apollo.
Why is Mr. Kataki trying to become a businessman? Think about it, Waki. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday.
It pays. And we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is.
I don't know what fucking voice to give her, man.
She doesn't mean... You aren't really... Are you?
I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Waki. But it's an expensive procedure.
Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you?
I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Waki. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean.
Those little eyes, he looks so nice like that.
Please understand, Waki.
Dad.
Man, I see how it is, old man. Always you looking out for...
Waki?
Listen, good old man, one day, I'm gonna take you out, and we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer.
My, Waki?
No, it's as it should be. Mr. Kataki, I like them more without the puppy dog eyes. I'm glad. The two have met you. I'm not so good with words, but I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you. Who? Me? I don't think. Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest. The Kataki family. The Kataki lime pie. He's opening a pie shop. So long. And he was gone.
Well, let's head back, Apollo. To the Right Anything Agency.
Hey, since when do I work at your agency?
Aw, we make a good team. Don't just stand there, let's get going.
Huh, why not? She did help me out. And there's a few questions that still need answers. Like this power of mine that she showed me. And my bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. Though I can't say I care much for what a father has become.
Oh, that's right. We have to go someplace first.
Huh? Where?
Why, to claim our reward from Mr. Aldoon.
Ah, salty noodles. Right. go to Standbuck already.
Oh, and after that, you can come see my show with a special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat.
Oh, it's special, alright. Please, anything but him. The end. Another feature-length episode. Brand new episode of Turnabout Serenade. People really don't like this case, but I love it. I love Turnabout Serenade. I think it's my second favorite in this game. My favorite is Turnabout Trump. Serenade is my second favorite. And we'll start this case that everybody but me seems to hate, next time. Bye-bye!